Hey, it's Sarah, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about why I became a speech pathologist. If you hear sniffing, that's my dog, who is right here. Hello. You're a good dog, but I don't want to talk to you right now, huh? So I want to tell you a little bit about why I became a speech pathologist. First of all, I left my corporate job with Kraft Foods to go back to school and get my master's degree. So let me back up. My undergrad is from University of Wisconsin-Madison. It's in Spanish with a minor in business. So when I graduated back in 1999, I was able to interview through the business school, and that's how I got a job with Kraft Foods. So I moved from Madison all the way to Illinois, where I currently live, and I worked for Kraft Foods. I worked there for 4 years. I was moving up the ladder. I'd been promoted 2 times, maybe 3. I don't remember. I know I had a couple different jobs, and sometimes it was a small increase, but I was doing fine. But I just wasn't happy. It wasn't for me. A lot of the work that I did felt meaningless. I remember the moment that I remember the exact moment I had a revelation that I couldn't do this anymore, and it was a meeting about stovetop stuffing, which is at the time was under the umbrella of Kraft Foods, and they have changed since then. It may not be, but at the time it was. And they were talking about selling more stovetop stuffing in anticipation of Thanksgiving or something. And I was sitting there thinking, I could care less about stovetop stuffing. Why am I here? My life has to have a higher meaning. So that started a whole revelation, I guess, a whole revelatory process. What am I going to do with my life? I'd actually done junior achievement, which, if you know what that is, it's when company employees go into schools and teach a little lesson about business. I wasn't very effective at junior achievement in that I wasn't that good at teaching large groups of kids, but I really liked the idea of working with kids. I just couldn't do a whole classroom, and I totally learned that through junior achievement. But I figured, what is something that I could do? So it kind of planted a seed. And I saw an article in the paper. Believe it or not, it was in the business section, different careers, and it was a career of a speech pathologist. And I thought, that sounds really interesting. I've never heard about this before. So what I did was I did several job shadows, because I wasn't going to leave my job if I wasn't 100% sure. So I went to a clinic, I went to a hospital. I actually was able to shadow several different people, and I thought, this is fantastic. I totally want to do this. I want to make a difference with people with communication disorders, and I'm going to become a speech pathologist. So I quit my job in 2003, and that summer I started it's called the Deficiency Program, and maybe they've changed it, but it was through Northern Illinois University, and I was able to take all the undergrad classes that I didn't have in speech therapy. And I went ahead and took a whole year of classes, and then after that I was accepted into Northwestern University, their master's program in speech pathology. So pretty significant geographical difference. And my husband and I actually ended up moving to Evanston. That was kind of the big deciding factor was my husband had a job at Evanston. So it just seemed to make sense to go there, even though it cost a fortune. And I might have rethought that had I known down the line just how much that is to pay for such crazy tuition. But anyway, bottom line is, after 2 years in the master's program, I graduated in 2006, started working for Chicago Public Schools. It was really a fantastic move for me. So if you're thinking about looking into speech therapy, I've got an ebook that you can buy. I'll link to it down below, all about if it's right for you to become a speech pathologist. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you later.